everything in their new apartment is a reminder of their old home.
So this is the flag that we used during the 2019 for the anti-extradition law protest in Hong Kong.
That year, Elaine and her partner Henry were arrested and accused of rioting. With insufficient evidence, the two were acquitted, but even so, authorities kept up the pressure.
We got a lot of followers, very suspicious people that follow us around. So we find it's quite unsafe. And we're also being warned by friends who were in jail saying that they were questioned about us.
Out of fear for their safety, they moved to Taiwan in 2021.
Now I always feel lonely and empty, but I decide to leave Hong Kong because I want my freedom.
Not all their acquaintances were as lucky. One friend regularly sends a young couple letters from a Hong Kong prison.
In this letter, he said, don't worry him, and he hope we live happy.
That's why we have to do a lot of things to compensate, to make their sacrifice, make it worth.
Their fight for democracy in Hong Kong continues, even though they now live 700 kilometers away. Today, they've organized a rally in support of 47 prisoners jailed for trying to organize free and fair elections.
Taiwan is a very good place to fight against CCP because it's the closest to CCP. It's just like very close, like 1 hour flight from China, and it's also being threatened every day by the CCP.
Taiwan is one of the greatest democratic and free and liberal country in East Asia or even the whole world.
Taiwan is close to the mainland both geographically and culturally, becoming a coveted destination for Hong Kongers fleeing a crackdown on free speech. In 2020, more than 10,000 people from the Chinese region obtained a visa, double the numbers from previous years. But once they arrived, many couldn't find a legal path to residency. According to this lawyer, the system isn't easy to navigate, especially as Taipei considers Hong Kong migrants as Chinese migrants.
From the Taiwanese point of view, China has been a threat for a long time, so the government is naturally more careful about people coming from China. They want to avoid people in Taiwan cooperating with the Chinese government or receiving Chinese money in order to undermine Taiwan's democratic system.
This Taiwanese pastor has been helping migrants from Hong Kong since 2019. He provides church services in Cantonese, making his institution a haven for refugees.
Over 100 people were gathered. Inside we had room for 80, but it wasn't enough. So we opened the door and everyone sat here, including the children, everyone together. But today many have already left due to legal difficulties in Taiwan, preferring to go to the UK, for example.
The pastor's show of solidarity hasn't been without consequences. The church faces intimidation.
We've seen some strange people wandering around here, but I've never really been followed. We've had threatening phone calls, but we shouldn't worry, because the police from the government agencies next door send patrols here at regular intervals.
Most Hong Kongers seeking refuge in Taiwan wish to remain anonymous.
In the news, it's clear that China has its connections here in Taiwan. It has a capacity to influence. If you ever move to Taiwan and speak out too vocally, who knows? Maybe you'll run into trouble in the future.
According to this artist in exile, the fear of speaking up is pervasive.
I came to Taiwan and of course I met other Hong Kongers, some kind of political refugee themselves, but I felt sometimes, although their body physically in free Taiwan, but their mind somehow are not totally free. There is an invisible jail that is existing in everybody's mind, and the Chinese Communist Party are building it inside the mind of the exiles.
Despite the pressure, Casey Wong says he uses his art as a weapon. He fled to Taiwan to stand up against Chinese authoritarianism.
Just visit any museums. You'll see artwork politically related, and those politicians, those social causes long disappear, but the work is still there, and the story of the struggle of human spirit can still be read and understood in present time. Knowing that gave me power.
His next battle is to help protect democracy in Taiwan.